Most people don't know this, but the best way to make more money in real estate and to get better at real estate investing is to become better at real estate negotiations. So today, we're going to go over our top 3 tips to become better at real estate negotiations. One last thing before we get into the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the video to let us know what you think, whether you liked it or not. So first off, you really want to understand the seller's motivations. You got to understand their pain points. That's the most important thing when you're starting off with negotiations, right? You know, why are they selling? Are they in foreclosure? Are they in short sale? Do they owe debt? Are they getting divorced? Did someone die? Did they inherit the property? So many different situations can occur for someone to be motivated to sell a property, right? What's their timeline? Do they need to sell in a month? 2 months? A year? You don't know. There's situations where they might want to sell in a year, and they might really reach back out to you in a year, and you might really get that property at a discount. So don't hold anything out, you know. It could be the timeline, could be the debt owed, could be behind on payments, could be, you know, double check the market status. Are they under contract? Are they on the market? Have they been sitting on the market for a long time, 90 days plus? All things to keep in mind for pain points, motivations, and to understand why that seller is selling for that deal. The next most important thing in negotiations is to know yourself, right? And what I mean when I say know yourself is, you know, some people might call it knowing your buy box. Really, that's knowing your standards, knowing where you sit with capital, you know, how much capital do I have to invest in this deal, knowing your cutoff. Okay, I won't go over X dollar amount when I'm, you know, sending an offer on this property. And, you know, maybe the property has foundation issues and you don't do foundations, right? So maybe you're going to pass on that property because it has something that you're not comfortable with. Or maybe it just has some drywall issues and you know what, you're comfortable with drywall, so that meets your criteria. And because you know what you're comfortable with and your own standards within your buying criteria, you're able to go that property and go after it. Another thing to keep in mind is knowing your acquisition and your disposition methods, because if the acquisition and disposition method doesn't line up with your methods that you know how to execute on, it might not be a good fit for you as a property to purchase. The next thing I would say in negotiation tips would be, don't be afraid of what some would say is lowball. And now I'm not saying go out and be disrespectful to all these sellers and just send insanely low offers of $1 on all these houses. Don't do that, right? But don't be afraid to offer a low offer that someone might be calling a laughable offer. Because if you're working with the right kind of seller, you know, a distressed, motivated seller, they might take something a lot lower than you think, right? I've had situations where I realized the house was worth around $50,000, needed no work at all, but based off, you know, the motivations and the pain points I picked up from the seller, I'm like, you know what? I really think they might take $10,000, and I felt weird offering that, you know, I was kind of scared, but I said, hey, you know what, in this condition, you know, all cash, quick closing, with everything how it is, like I could offer you 10 grand, and they were actually ecstatic. They were motivated, they were stressed, you know, they inherited the property, they just wanted to be done with it, and they were happy with that $10,000. I got the house, I listed it in the market, sold 30 days later for $50K, and made $40K without doing pretty much any work on that house. So don't be afraid to offer too low. You can never buy too low, but you can always buy too high. For those of you who stuck around to the end, here's one last bonus tip for you, and that is to remember when you're presenting your offer to the seller, bring up all the imperfections of the house. If it has some roof issues, if there's any leaks, if it needs plumbing work, drywall work, flooring work, electrical work, bring all that up to the seller when you present your offer, and that will help when you present your offer to get the best price that you want to get. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out the rest of the videos we have on our page if you're interested in checking out more real estate content.